everybody. Welcome, everybody. I see lots of names joining us. If you are able to, you can chat. There's a chat button below. If you can click where you are joining us from, that would be great. And you can send that to everybody on this webinar today. Brazil, my neighbor's over because I am from Argentina. Welcome, Henry. Please go ahead and on the chat, write where you're joining us from. We are all joining from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Mongolia. Welcome, Munkanara. Arnav from India. Shun from China. Yang from Taiwan. Nilay from India. Welcome. So excited to have you all here today. We're just going to give it maybe a minute or so people are able to join us. In the meantime, I'll be asking Sarah to play a video and then we'll start doing our introduction.
Welcome to the University of Minnesota. Beginning college at the U of M is a powerful opportunity. It is an opportunity to share with thousands of other incoming students from over 140 countries who speak languages and have lived experiences different from your own. Some of you might be living home for the first time or might be the first person in your family to attend college. Some of you might come from a small town that was quiet, where everyone knew everybody and you could see the stars at night. Now, you're in a big city, and you can't help but notice its beauty and chaos. Some of you come from much larger cities like Beijing, New York, or Seoul, and the Twin Cities feels like a small town, where you might be more easily recognized. Some of you will continue to live with your families and are commuting to campus, and you are learning to balance your time on campus with your family responsibilities. Some of you are questioning your identities in the amazing spectrum of gender, sexuality, political beliefs, and spirituality, and you wonder where are your people who will support and connect with you. Some of you are introverts who are continuously learning to live in a world built around extroverts. Some of you have disabilities and have to figure out how you will be supported to gain access to new opportunities. You are entering a powerful and intense time in our country, with unprecedented challenges and conflicts. The University of Minnesota is actively working to be a diverse and inclusive institution, and you'll be called to rise up when you see injustice. But before you solve any problems, know that you will make mistakes, and sometimes you'll be disappointed, and inevitably disappoint others. At times, you might feel lost as you enter this university, but pay attention to who's around you. Who are you choosing to make connections with? Who are you afraid to talk to? Who are you curious about? Whose life inspires you? Who can you make long-lasting friendships with? Don't forget that learning on this campus happens beyond the classroom. Push yourself to learn from someone who might look different from what is familiar to you. Speak with someone who may challenge the way you view the world. Take a risk, ask questions, connect beyond what you currently know. This is the shared opportunity for connection at the University of Minnesota.
Well, welcome everybody. I absolutely love this video because we have a lot of our international students that I worked with on that video. So these were students that were once upon a time in the same role as all of you. So first of all, welcome and congratulations on becoming a University of Minnesota Gopher. You are now officially starting your journey as an international student, and we affectionately call you a global Gopher. A gopher, Goldie Gopher is a university mascot. My name is Marina Uehara, and I am the program director for Global Gopher Experiences, and I use she, her, hers pronouns. And just like many of you joining us from the room today, I also used to be an international student, eagerly waiting for my first day here in Minnesota. So I know how exciting this journey can be for all of you. So congratulations one more time. While we wait for folks to join us for just a little bit more, if you can still continue to add where you're joining us from today over the chat, that would be great. And now I have the great honor and excitement to invite you to have an official welcome by our ISSS Assistant Dean, Dr. Barbara Kapler. Barbara.
Thank you, Marina. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here today to be welcoming you to the University of Minnesota. My name is Barbara Kapler. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the Assistant Dean and Director of International Student and Scholar Services, or as we often refer it, ISSS. I am going to be part of many who want to congratulate you on your acceptance to the University of Minnesota. I do so personally, being an alum of the University of Minnesota. I did both my master's and PhD here. I'm really excited for you to be joining this fantastic campus. And of course, I'm welcoming you and congratulating you on behalf of all the staff at ISSS. There is no way that the University of Minnesota can do what it needs to do without international students. We are a world-class institution. We're an amazing research, study, teaching institution. And in order to do so, to be such a fantastic place, we need the insights, ideas, experiences of those from around the world, from students, from faculty, and we want you to know how important you are at the University of Minnesota for making connections, just as was highlighted in the video, how important it is for all of us to be working together to be making these connections. So I'm really excited that you're going to be part of the University of Minnesota. We look forward to welcoming you on campus. It's really exciting to see the locations that you're coming from. And as Marina has been encouraging, please continue to put in your locations, even if your country has already been listed. I was asked also to give a piece of advice. And my encouragement advice would be to make sure you're always realizing you're not in this alone. There are your supports that have always been there for you, and maybe they're going to be much further away, but you still have a community supporting you, just as you have throughout your educational experiences up to this point. And now you're going to have a new community as well. Those of us in ISSS, those of us in all of the areas across the campus that are here in support of your experiences as a student. So remembering you're not alone. With that, I would like to turn the program back to Marina Wahara, our Program Director for Student Engagement. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara, for that kind welcome. You will get to see Barbara quite a bit throughout Gopher Experiences and when you arrive in person. The webinar today is sponsored by International Student and Scholar Services and the Office of Orientation Transition Experiences. We recommend switching to gallery view or side by side so that it makes it easier to follow through. The guest speakers today will also, we also have guest speakers joining us from the Undergraduate Admissions Office, the ISSS Checking and Welcome team, and the ISSS Sponsor team, as well as our amazing leaders from the Global Gopher Experience, including our next speaker, Soliana, who will share the format of this webinar.
Thank you, Marina. Hi, everyone. My name is Soliana Shakor. I'm an international student studying computer science here at the U, and I'm also a senior Global Gopher Experiences student leader. The goal of this webinar is to officially welcome you as an university student to the University of Minnesota and provide you with the information to continue your next steps and prepare for your virtual orientation. DD has a bunch of fun events coming up this summer. So it's going to be mostly online until August. We encourage you to sign up for the next webinar and all of our Global Gopher Experience sessions. I'll talk a little bit about the format of this virtual forum. So the first 30 minutes is going to be our main speaker sharing updates regarding the orientation, the first steps. And then the next 30 minutes will be an open Q&A for the UMN related questions. Only questions submitted in via the Q&A function or previously submitted during the registration process will be answered. And you can submit Q&A anonymously, and questions specific to your situation may not be answered. So we ask that you contact ISSS at issssnew@umn.edu. And if we run out of time to answer your questions, we will follow up later. So you can send them to issssnew@umn.edu. And don't worry, this forum will be recorded and posted on our webpage, and some information will change. So you can visit issss.umn.edu/new for the most up-to-date information. I'll pass it back to Marina.
Thank you, Soliana, for doing a quick overview of the webinar today. So on our next slide, we will use Global Gopher Experiences, our live sessions that are happening every 2 weeks, to provide you with updated and timely information. As of right now, and you should have heard this from us a little bit ago as well, is that COVID-19 vaccinations are no longer required to be shown. You do not need to show proof of when you get on a plane to come here. It's the same with a negative COVID test for some of the countries that we're still being required to show proof of. In July, we will have more updates regarding COVID-19 policies through our health and wellness webinar. We have representatives from Boynton Student Health Services, and they'll be talking about university policies then. So we encourage you to attend. And if you have any questions around immunizations or the vaccine, to please join us at that point. As of today and right now, you will have to show proof of COVID-19 vaccine documentation by October 2023, alongside your immunization immunization. On behalf of Boynton, they are encouraging students to be vaccinated as soon as possible, but they also offer options here once you arrive as well. All of this information will again be shared again in July when you are a little bit closer to arriving, and you will have more questions around immunizations and health services available to you. I'm going to go ahead and go to the next slide, and we'll get started with our orientation overview. I'd like to introduce Bailey Jimison, Associate Director of Orientation from our partner's office at Orientation and Transition Experiences, or OTE. You will get to meet Bailey in person in August when you arrive. So please say hi to her when you see her. Bailey.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this experience. I'm super excited to, as Marina said, meet you all in August for our orientation program. Once again, my name is Bailey Jimison. My pronouns are she and her, and I serve as the Associate Director of Orientation here at the University of Minnesota. So our office oversees orientation and welcome week, which is also something to look forward to in August when you arrive. So first thing, you can go to the next slide, please. So the next steps for orientation. So the first, you would have received an email about your new student checklist, and you can log on to your new student checklist at any time following the link checklist.umn.edu. And that is where you will complete your TUI, which is a survey called our Tell Us About Yourself survey. You will also complete your orientation prep course. That is something that every student takes, and dependent on what college they're in is dependent on the content. And you have to complete that before your orientation date. So when I say that, I mean before your virtual advising appointment that you scheduled in June or July, you will need to complete your orientation prep course and then attend your orientation date, which your links can be found in your orientation hub. The orientation hub is another way to say online schedule for us. If you have any questions about that, you can always email us at oteinfo@umn.edu. And then you will attend your in-person orientation in August. It will be one day in August. You will choose that date the same time you are choosing your virtual advising appointment through your new student checklist. Go to the next slide. So here are the steps. So one, congratulations, being admitted to the U of M and then accepting to come here. As Marina said, as Barbara also said, everyone will continue to say congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment. And then after you've confirmed your acceptance, you will need to claim your U of M email account. We will send you communications to your U of M account. So that is important that you know the login for that. If you have any questions or if you're not sure where your U of M login is, please contact One Stop. You will need to complete your new student checklist, as I said. One of the things that's also on the new student checklist that you will want to make sure you complete before you attend orientation is uploading your photo that you would like to have used on your U card. Your U card is your ID for campus, essentially. You will receive that at orientation, which is why it's important that you complete that step on the new student checklist. And then once again, the new student checklist is where you will actually select your orientation session. So you will select a June or July session where you will do advising and choose your classes with a college advisor. And then you will attend an in-person orientation in August where you will learn more about campus resources, get to know other students, get to know our orientation leaders that are current undergraduate students that will lead you around campus, answer a lot of questions for you, and help you just feel welcome here at the U of M. And then before your new student orientation, you will also have to complete your international student prep course, which I believe Emily will touch on a little bit later, and then be able to identify and ask for any removal of any additional registration holds if necessary. So yeah, we're really excited to see you. I know we won't see you until August, but another thing to look forward to, as I already mentioned, is that after you attend your August in-person orientation, our Welcome Week program starts on August 28th. And that is just another piece of your onboarding process here to the U of M, where you will learn more about campus, be able to meet more undergraduate students. Yeah, and just have a lot of fun and get a lot of free goodies. So with that, I will pass it over to Emily.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Bailey. My name is Emily Royer. I'm the ISSS Check-in Welcome Coordinator. So I work a lot with new students. If you ever email our new student email account, issssnew@umn.edu, it might be me that responds. I'm really excited to welcome you to campus. And I'm going to start by talking a little bit about the International Student Preparation course. The fall 2023 version has been published now. Some of you may have already done it. Some of you may need to. This course is specifically designed for international students, and it gives you a lot of important information about visa regulations, the academic culture here in the US and at the UMN, what to expect when you arrive on campus, and more topics. It's really comprehensive, so it might take you a little bit of time to get through, but please feel free to take a break and return to it whenever you're ready. We hope that you complete the course prior to your scheduled orientation date. Now that I've gone through a couple steps in your transition, we're going to share some important topics that are certain to be on your mind around immigration and other topics. So first, I'll talk a little bit about class registration requirements. Many of you might have questions about the rules about taking in-person and online classes. The immigration regulations require that all new international undergraduates enroll in at least 12 credits every semester. And the U of M has our own rule requiring undergraduate students to enroll in at least 13 credits per semester. So at least 9 of those credits have to be in person or blended. And blended means the class has some in person and some remote aspects. And if you have your 9 enrolled credits that are in person or blended, the rest can be online if that's what you choose. Another topic that might be on your mind, we know that many of you are in the process of applying for your visa. We know that there are some areas where embassies and consulates have limited services to offer appointments right now. And we recommend that you contact your local embassy or consulate where you're going to apply for your visa to check the availability for services and find information about appointment rescheduling or emergency services if that is necessary for you. If you find that you're not able to arrive to campus on time for the fall semester, if you run into visa delays, please make sure to reach out to your college academic program or your program contact and get in touch with them. For undergraduate students, you can reach out to admissions as well. For non-degree or exchange students, please contact your program coordinator. And for sponsored students, you can get in touch with your sponsoring agency and the sponsored student program at the UMN. And you can email ISSS-SPON, S-P-O-N, at umn.edu. So those are some quick updates about IPREP and immigration topics. We are so excited to welcome you to campus here this fall, and we are so excited that you've chosen to be a Global Gopher. Next, I will pass it over to Soliana to share how to stay connected with ISSS.
Thank you, Emily. There are many ways to stay connected with ISSS as a new international student, including the international student website at isss.umn.edu/new, and our Global Gopher Experiences website that will be linked in the chat below. And you can contact us at issnew@umn.edu via email, and a staff member will respond to you as soon as possible. I remember a year ago when I was in your place, I was very excited but nervous at the same time. I had a lot of questions and concerns for my upcoming university. But luckily, we have so many resources supporting us, especially in ISSS. As an international student, it's never wrong to ask questions and connect with your resources. So again, welcome to our Global Gopher family, and make sure you follow us on our social media channels. Next, I'll pass it back to Marina for the Q&A portion.
Thank you, Soliana. So the next part is the questions and answers portion. We have received several questions, and we'll be asking our panelists today to respond to those live. In the meantime, you can use the Q&A function below in your screen to submit questions. You can do so anonymously if you would like. And if not, then you can put your name on there and we can also follow up with you. If we have time, we'll try to answer most of them. Some of you have also submitted questions about academic advising. Make sure you attend our next session where we will have actual academic advisors attend our Global Gopher Experiences to talk about what it's like to navigate your academic advising appointments during orientation. We might not be able to address all of your questions today, so please contact us at issnew@umn.edu if you have additional questions, and also attend our next session on May 31st. So I will go ahead and start our Q&A portion. Our first question goes to our admissions representative, Kaoru Nunn, regarding how are international students supposed to submit their final transcript. Can we send it via mail? I was wondering, does that apply for international students? Can you give us a little bit about information on how to submit my final transcripts?
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Kaoru Nunn, and I'm the Assistant Director of International Admissions, and I oversee freshman transfer admission application process and operations, and my pronouns she, her, hers. And the first question, thank you for the question. Prior to enrolling the University of Minnesota Twin Cities, all confirmed students will need to submit official complete academic documents from all secondary schools attended, along with proof of a high school graduation, for instance, your graduation certificate or leaving exam results, and also official test scores from the testing agencies by July 1st. And this is for us to compare the official documents and test scores with the information you self-reported at the time of application. And so all documents are not issued in English, has to be in the original language, and it has to include a certified true word-for-word English translation. And then official documents are those documents original and or attested by school, attested copies of original academic documents, and that has to be mailed in a sealed, stamped school envelope directly from your school or examination board to the University of Minnesota Office of Admissions. And then unfortunately, a scanned or electronic copy of the official document submitted by a student is considered unofficial. And we accept electronic copies from schools or counselors if they are submitted from the school domain email addresses. For instance, not the Gmail or not the Yahoo email, not the 163.com email. It has to be a school email directly to admissions@umn.edu. And we also need to be able to identify the senders of the emails, counselors or school administrators or teachers. And though otherwise we cannot accept the electronic copies as an official document. And another one, another way to submit the official document is through the Common App. We accept electronic copies submitted from schools or counselors through Common App until July 1st. And there are a lot of secondary school sample documents available at our website. And then also we're gonna have a lot of communications about the final secondary documents to you guys this month and next month up to July 1st. And then if you have any questions, just contact us at admissions@umn.edu.
Thank you, Kaoru. Just a reminder, there's a lot of things that you have to do in order to prepare for your arrival here. And so if you ever have any questions, please email us. It is best for us to know what your questions are, so that we can refer you to the right people so they can complete the appropriate steps for your arrival. Kaoru, I still have a few more questions for you and admissions. One of the questions is, how can we learn about scholarships in the future?
Right. So the One Stop Student Services manage a web page with the information about scholarships for enrolled students, like current students. So this page includes links to college and academic department scholarship, as well as a scholarship search tool for current enrolled students. And then several scholarships are offered to enrolled students each year. And then remember to check with your student services offices and your academic advisor for other opportunities to enroll the students.
Thank you, Kaoru. And finally, what should be done if high school results arrive in August?
Right. So we are really aware of that your situation. And then so we have set your document due date based on your curriculum. And so we understand the documents and exams may be delayed due to circumstances and beyond your control. So please contact admissions@umn.edu if you need to adjust the due date of your final educational documents. And then, like I said previously, we send a lot of communications about it, and you can even request to extend the deadline by submitting online form. So keep eye on our email communication. Thank you.
Kaoru, I have one more question again on the live Q&A. Can international students send their final transcripts electronically? Would you be able to repeat that answer?
Say that again.
Can international students send their final transcripts electronically?
So like I said, we do not accept the electronic copies from the students. It has to be sent by the school or counselors. And then they can send it by the email or the Common App.
Thank you, Kaoru, and thank you for answering our questions regarding admissions and transcripts. My next questions will be for Bailey over orientation and transition experiences regarding both housing and orientation dates. Bailey, are freshman students guaranteed to have on-campus housing if applied?
So our campus partners in housing and residential life, there are tons of spaces on campus. If you are interested in applying to live on campus, it's highly encouraged. It helps with your creating sense of community and just the proximity, being closer to other campus buildings and to academic classes. So definitely apply. The application is currently open. If you go to HRL umn.edu. That should bring you to the Housing and Residential Life page where you can apply to live on campus.
Thank you, Bailey. Also, do you know when can international undergraduate students move into the dorm?
Yes, so in the fall, I believe it's August 22nd, correct me if I'm wrong, Marina, which is actually also one of the in-person orientation dates. So when you choose your August date, your choices will be August 21st, 22nd, or 23rd. So you will move into your on-campus housing on the 22nd, and then you will stay there until, well, for the rest of the year, but then also participate in Welcome Week activities that start the week later.
Thank you, Bailey. I think my understanding is that students will be receiving confirmation of the dorms and university housing locations assigned to sometime in July. So if you
That is
haven't heard
correct.
from housing, it's because they are working really hard to place you at least in your preferred or your top 3 preferred location. Again, as Bailey mentioned, it is a great way to make friends living on campus and connecting with other students. Bailey, I have some orientation specific questions for you. What do I meet with the advisor one-on-one when I do orientation?
Yeah, that's a great question. So every college has a different structure with how they do their class registration and advising. But I believe most colleges, yes, you meet one-on-one with an advisor, or you do like group advising. So you'd meet with a group of students first and then do your registration. It's either with an advisor or it's with a peer leader that has been trained by the advisors to help you register for your courses during your specific advising time. But you also always have access to who your academic advisor is. And you can reach out to them at any point in the year to schedule a meeting with them if you have any questions about your classes or about your degree plan in general.
Got it. Thank you, Bailey. It sounds like, and this is the advice that we all give as staff here at the University of Minnesota, that your individual situation may be different based on the college you've been admitted and the program that you're admitted and the type of student that you are, whether you're a transfer or you're an undergraduate or even a graduate student. And so it's important for you to reach out to the staff members to ask exactly what you need to do. Oftentimes you'll hear us say, well, tell us more, are you this or that? So it helps us give you a more detailed and specific response to you. So thanks, Bailey, for sharing that all colleges have different modalities too. So so my next question is, how do I register for orientation? And I know you covered this a little bit on your presentation, but is that when I actually choose my classes for fall?
Yeah, that's a great question. So you will register for your orientation date in your new student checklist after you complete your TUI. And as an international student, you have the opportunity to register for classes during June or July remotely. So you will pick a date and time where you will strictly just register for your classes and talk about class registration. And then you will attend the in-person orientation in August. So by the time you attend in-person orientation in August, your classes will already be solidified. So you'll already have a fall schedule. The in-person orientation will be more to learn about campus resources and to get to know other incoming students.
Thank you, Bailey. A few years ago, international students were not able to select their classes in the summer. So this is a great way for you to secure a seat in a class that you really wanted to be a part of. So we highly encourage you to do the June and July orientation sessions so you can choose your classes before you arrive. That ends some of our questions for you, Bailey. So thank you so much. I'm going to pass it on over to invite Emily to come in and answer some ISSS specific questions. Emily, what are the steps I need to take to receive an F1 student visa? Do you have any tips for us?
Thanks, Marina. So in terms of getting your F1 student visa, the first step in the process is to request your University of Minnesota I-20 from ISSS. Your I-20 is your visa document. It kind of outlines who you are, what your academic program is, and it's signed by you and our staff, and it's a really important document for your time here at the UMN. If you haven't done this yet, you should complete the undergraduate new student I-20 request form in our ISSS online portal, which is called My ISSS, as soon as you can. Your I-20 will be emailed to your University of Minnesota email account when it's ready. So start checking that email regularly. It will not be sent to your personal account. After you receive your I-20, your next steps would be review, print, and sign your I-20, make sure everything looks good, pay the SEVIS fee, which is called the I-901 fee, and complete the visa application to schedule your visa appointment, and that's called the DS-160. During your visa interview, you should be prepared to explain why you want to study at the UMN, how you'll pay for your stay, and what your plans might be after you graduate. The interaction with the visa official will be very short. Try your best not to be nervous and answer everything honestly. If you have any questions about the visa process, please check out our website, and you can always feel free to email us at isssnew@umn.edu.
Thank you, Emily. I remember as a new international student having to apply for visas, and I always travel with a binder of all of my documents. You've been admitted and you have all the paperwork needed. So it should be pretty, hopefully pretty quick process. It does take some time to schedule those appointments, but hopefully the process goes by smoothly. So thank you, Emily. I have a question from a transfer student. What do I need to do to transfer my I-20 from another school, and when should I do it?
Thanks for that question. So if you've enrolled at another U.S. institution during the most recent academic term, whether that's a U.S. high school or another U.S. college or university, you might be eligible to transfer your I-20 or your SEVIS record to the University of Minnesota from your previous school. If you haven't talked about your decision to transfer with an international advisor at your current school, you should do that as soon as possible. Your international advisor can confirm whether you're eligible to transfer and help you determine an appropriate transfer release date. That's the date that your SEVIS record would be electronically transferred from your current school to the University of Minnesota. As soon as you know your transfer release date, you can go ahead and complete your I-20 request in My ISSS. You'll be required to provide your transfer release date on that form.
Thank you, Emily. I have two more questions for you as of right now. One of the questions is concerns around visa processing time. I am concerned about processing my visa in time to make it to Welcome Week. What should I do if I don't get my visa or if I am delayed?
Thanks for that question. So we understand at ISSS that not all U.S. embassies and consulates have returned to their visa service availability that they had before the COVID pandemic. And we hope that all new students can arrive on time for orientation and Welcome Week. And we just want to acknowledge that getting everything in place for a timely arrival can be really stressful for people. It's expected that you will arrive in the U.S. on time for orientation and Welcome Week. But if you're getting closer to those days and you find that you can't arrive on time due to visa delays or anything like a travel restriction, it's very important that you communicate with the university about the situation. If you find you won't arrive in time to attend orientation or Welcome Week, you need to have your absence approved. For freshmen, if you can't arrive by August 30, this is your I-20 program start date and the beginning of Welcome Week, please make sure to reach out to your college orientation staff and ISSS right away to explain your situation so we can help guide you in making your next steps. For transfer students, if you find you can't arrive by September 5th, this is your I-20 program start date for you. Please reach out as well.
Thank you, Emily. It sounds like if you are unable to arrive by your mandatory arrival dates, which for freshmen, that's August 21st, and for transfer students, that's August 28th, that you must communicate with us because that could impact your start of school. One more question, Emily. I know every department has requirements and ISSS has their own specific requirements for new students. So what are my new student requirements from ISSS?
So as a new international student, you have two requirements from ISSS. The first one I talked a little bit about a while ago. It's the pre-arrival international student preparation course, which is through the Canvas platform, and it's also linked in your new student checklist. The second requirement is to complete your ISSS check-in online in the My ISSS portal as soon as possible after you arrive on campus for the fall. This is an online form. It consists of 6 different parts. You'll submit copies of your immigration documents, and you'll provide some other information ISSS needs to update your student record and activate your F1 SEVIS record. If you don't complete the requirements by August 29th, we will put a registration hold on your account. It's called the Determine Current Visa Status hold. You might also hear it called the AI hold, and it will prevent you from modifying your class registration until you complete the 2 requirements. If you have any questions at all about the 2 requirements, please feel free to email us at isssnew@umn.edu and we'll help you out.
Thank you, Emily. And a reminder for students to make sure you complete all the required steps. I'm now going to be inviting Yue Ting, who is our senior supervising leader in our student leadership programs, to talk a little bit about, to ask our questions about what it's like to be a student at the university. And I know that's one of the questions that you've been all wanting to hear. So Yue Ting, if you could also introduce yourself after this first question. What are some of the ways students commute to campus? Is it possible to use an electric scooter at the U?
Thank you, Marina. Hi, everyone. My name is Yuting and I, she, her pronouns. I'm a third-year international student majoring in GCD and a senior supervising leader. Well, for the question, for first-year international students, you can commute to the campus by walking, biking, light rail, campus connector, and campus circulator, which are the buses, and the Metro Green Line rail, which is free and available from the West Bank to Prospect Park Station for students. Campus connector and campus circulators connect students between the West Bank, East Bank, and St. Paul campuses. And of course, it is possible to use a electric scooter near the campus. You can rent the electrical scooter around the campus through like Lyft app or other apps. It costs about $1 to unlock in Minneapolis area and 50 cents per minute for the following rent rate.
Thank you, Yue Ting. You make it sound, not you make it sound.
Mhm.
It is true that we live in a metro area, and so that means a lot of access to public transportation and a lot of apps, transportation-based apps that you would see in a big city. I know there was a question on the Q&A about transportation. There is a green line that connects all the way to the airport, and then you just switch the line halfway through in downtown, and it takes you right onto campus. Um, so Yue Ting, my next question is more about being an actual student, an academic. How do you balance school life and your private life?
Well, Marina, that's a really great question because I was struggling a lot with this question a lot before as well. Then I figured out that understanding your own limitations and respecting your own time are important. For example, feel free to tell everyone, including yourself, like, for example, I need 2 hours, excuse me, including during the noon time for lunch and rest. I need to finish everything and end my day before 5 p.m. Or I cannot study or work before 9 a.m. Just make your own schedule, like no early classes, no late classes, and make sure to give yourself enough time to take a rest, review, connect with others, explore, and enjoy your college life. I mean, there are also multiple apps and softwares that you can use, such as Google Calendar, that can help you stay with your own schedule that you think it is comfortable. Also, it is okay to break it up if you have more time-sensitive tasks or important things. Just don't be afraid to tell everyone that your schedule and say no to others if it doesn't fit your schedule. And it is important to find your own balance and stay with it.
Thank you, Yue Ting, for sharing your own personal stories around time management and balancing. You mentioned selecting courses, right, that fit your way of being in a day. So if you're not a morning person, we strongly recommend perhaps not taking an 8 a.m. class, which is more important now for you to then attend one of these virtual remote orientation sessions in June and July. So you can choose a class schedule that fits you the best. If you're a morning person, go ahead and select those 8 a.m. classes. If you're an evening person, go ahead and select those evening classes. Especially because the U of M is so big, the campus is one of the largest ones at the in the United States. So if you have a class in St. Paul, then you have to go to the East Bank and the West Bank. You will have to account for transportation with the campus connector and campus circulator. Yueting, I have a few more questions for you.
Sure.
What are some of the ways that you can get connected with other students?
Yeah, actually, there are multiple ways. I mean, there are more ways than you thought probably. Like from personal perspective, you can meet the student with similar major or in the similar college in classes. And for the student with a similar interest, you can meet them in the student groups. There are so many student groups and organizations on campus, so definitely take advantage of that. If you want to build connections with the students that share similar interests with you. Also, definitely attend Global Gopher experience throughout the summer and the fall to meet the students, especially the international students who share the similar background with you. From the professional perspective, you can definitely go to office hour, tutoring workshops, and info sessions that were held by professional staff or professors. It is also great to build a connection with professors who will be so helpful throughout your academic journey as well.
Thank you, Yueting. We are reaching to the last questions on the Q&A. So if you need to submit a question on the Q&A, please do so. I see one around health insurance. That is a great question. And this is why on July 13th, we have 1 hour and a half dedicated to answer your questions around health and health insurance. Should you apply for health insurance? The University of Minnesota requires you to go through the University of Minnesota Student Health and Benefits Plan. That's the insurance that the university provides you and allows you to offset a lot of the costs that you would have with other kinds of insurance. We'll talk a little bit more about what that means and what it covers. But once you register for classes, it will ask you, do you want to enroll in the student health benefit plan? And then you'll go ahead and say yes. You are required to have the university insurance plan. There are a few exceptions, but they're very, very few. So if you have any questions, please email us at isssnew@umn.edu, and I'd be happy to answer those questions for you. But we will cover more about what that looks like on the July 13th webinar as well. I believe that wraps up all of our submitted questions. I think I have one more question for you, and that is regarding what do I need to bring with me to campus when I arrive?
Sure. So before you arrive, for example, a pen and a notebook is always needed. Taking notes is the most important things to do probably when you are in the class. Well, personally, I love to take notes on my laptop, computer, and it also works. So actually it depends on your own preference. Find a way that suits your own best. Laptop is always strongly recommended since you need them to access the Canvas website, where you submit most of your assignment there. You can always use a computer in the study space as an alternative. So we have computers in our library or other study spaces on campus. Feel free to use that as well.
Thank you, Yueting. And just a reminder that you'll get to meet a lot of the resources that Yueting mentioned today throughout the summer and also in August when you arrive in person. So this officially wraps up our Q&A section. If you have any more questions, please email us at issnew@umn.edu or the emails that are listed on this slide regarding specific questions around if it's orientation, admissions, or Boynton Health Services as well. And again, many of these campus partners will be joining us throughout the summer for more updated information to you. I will pass it on over to Yueting to do our final closing.
Thank you, Marina. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. We ask that you stay connected with admissions, orientation, and transition experiences and SSS. We strive to provide timely information to you during this pandemic. Also, we encourage you to stay connected with us by attending our second International Student Specific webinar, preparing your own virtual advising session for freshmen and transfer. It is also 2 weeks later, May 31st, 8 to 9 a.m., the same time like today. Finally, on behalf of all of us at the University of Minnesota, we thank you for choosing the University of Minnesota and your trust in our university. You're a valuable part of the university's community. We look forward to our communications with you and seeing you in our next webinar. Thank you.
And we always end our Global Gopher experiences with a video of the favorite mascot in the United States. And that's going to be Goldie Gopher doing a quick video. So again, thank you everybody for joining us. We'll see you in a few weeks.
I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it. I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel a good, good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. Ooh, it's something magical. It's in the air, it's in my blood, it's rushing on. I don't need no reason, don't need control. I fly so high, no ceiling when I'm in my zone. Cause I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. Under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel a good, good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those
Thank you, everybody, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Goodbye now.